Hey team, welcome back to the Wilson Combat Channel. I'm Massad Ayoob, one of the many content providers here. I hope you'll all subscribe and ring the notification bell that will let you be the first on your block to catch the most newly released material. I'm going to talk today about the advantages and the value of the higher than 10 round capacity magazine in defensive firearms. Here we have an 18 round Wilson magazine. I'm carrying today a Wilson SFT9 with 15 rounds in it and a spare magazine. Now, we've done another whole video on the value and the rationale of the higher than 10 round capacity magazine, and you can find that in the show notes. To recap real quick, for anyone, the higher capacity magazine makes sense because today we're seeing more criminals working in tandem with other criminals. We're not seeing the home invasion as one guy kicking down the door anymore. We're seeing 6, 7 or more armed men forcing their way into their victims' households. We're seeing attacks by multiple offenders occurring on the street. We're seeing more bad guys than ever wearing body armor, more than in the time of John Dillinger. And that stuff is going to soak up a bunch of bullets before you realize I've got to aim somewhere else to stop this threat. We're seeing more bad guys who know how to take cover and perform tactical movement, and all of that is going to require more shots to get the bullets where they need to go to stop lethal criminal threat. We're going to talk today about one particular group of people whom the 10-round magazine limits have a disparate impact upon. And that would be the handicapped, the physically challenged. Now, it's kind of appalling that so many of the prohibitionists who want to limit your ability to defend yourselves say they're doing it out of compassion. Well, let's have a little bit of compassion for the elderly, the halt, and the lame in our community. We're told if there's a mass murder attempt that we should run, hide, fight. In that order. First, run. Can't run away? Well, hide. If that fails, then and only then, fight. And if the prohibitionists have their way, my question would be, fight with what? Tell me how you run away when you're in a wheelchair. Tell me how you run away on a cane, on a walker, or hobbling with sciatica or a bad knee on a given day, or any of us who are in perfect health today might have a broken leg tomorrow that puts us in a walking cast or perhaps one of those wheelchairs. Tell me how someone in a wheelchair crawls under a desk, how someone in a wheelchair can lock themselves in a broom closet to hide. I think we need to reverse the paradigm, and for them, the response will have to be fight and make the homicidal criminal run and hide if he's still capable of doing so. Now, the prohibitionists, and believe me, I've had this argument with them in federal courts, will tell you, oh, if you think you need more bullets, just carry more spare magazines. Talk to anyone who is wheelchair bound. It's all they can do in that enclosed space to find a place where they can carry a handgun at all. They've also got to have a cell phone, et cetera, et cetera. They can't put them on the back of behind their belt like you or I might, because leaning back in that chair, a person who is paralyzed can't feel if there's nerve pressure causing damage, causing bed sores or equivalent, until it's too late to prevent those injuries. Where are they going to carry the spare ammunition? How do we ask the person crippled by arthritis to do a speed reload? Well, case in point, you want an arthritic hand? Here's one now. Notice how the fingers twist. Notice how the range of movement gets changed. I found it's taking me twice as long to reload a semi-automatic pistol as it used to. Now, if it's going to take, say, 3-4 seconds or more to reload that pistol, if the pistol had what we call today the standard capacity magazine, the higher capacities that those guns were designed for, the next shot is going to take place in a quarter second if it's needed. The disparate impact upon the handicapped is huge with those magazine limits. That's something I think we all need to take into consideration and remind those who are on the other side that if they're so compassionate, if they want to save lives, they ought to have a little bit of concern for the most vulnerable potential victims we have in our society, the handicapped and the physically challenged. I'd like to thank you for watching today, and we'll look forward to seeing you down the road on the Wilson Combat Channel.